Okay, so what makes a driver rather uniquely hard for people to use and I believe it's the length of it. If it were much longer, way out here, you'd have to use it correctly. Or if it were much shorter, it would be very easy to use. But this is right in between. And I think I figured out exactly why so many people have such a hard time when we're hitting a driver. It doesn't make any sense for the ball to fly that way if our arm is moving this way. This seems like it's either going to send the ball that way or that way.
We have to let go of the idea that we're pitching or tossing the ball underhanded. As adults, most people naturally equate the desired vertical ball flight with a vertical motion of the arm, or even worse, a vertical motion of the club head. It seems logical, but unfortunately it's not. And that's why golf is so hard for so many adults. We're basically swinging a hammer on a long stick that's orbiting around us on a wobbly and diagonal path that seems chaotic. So we try to smooth that chaos by trying to make the club head do something that we think makes sense and that somehow the ball will also understand. The problem is that's not how a driver or any other golf club was designed to be used. What's interesting about this is that we can easily imagine the desired ball flight when we're throwing or swinging overhand, which is why this channel is called Overhand Golf. Once we think of the golf swing as an overhand motion, we can easily separate the arm swing from the vertical flight of the ball. In golf, the only thing we're doing with the golf club is sending the ball forward toward the target, just like a putt, with no attempt to lift or help the ball into the air in any way. The loft of the club sends the ball upward. We send the ball forward.
Now, what I see a lot of people doing is trying to, again, I've said this before, they're trying to move the club head as if their arm is going to move this way. But the fact is, you're swinging on a diagonal plane, the most diagonal of any club. So as a matter of fact, we want to be basically as flat as we want to be, even though it feels like the ball will go that way, because that's the way you're swinging. But when the club gets to the ball, it's traveling straight down the line, and it's only doing it for about a couple inches. If you're trying to do it for any more than a couple inches, it ain't gonna work. Yeah, I mean, when I swing, it feels like my club is approaching the ball as if it's going out that way, but it's not, because even though it's traveling that way, by the time it gets to the ball, that's the peak of my reach, and it has to come back in, and that's when we hit the ball. So give up the idea of tossing the ball, but you have to understand that this angle of the club shaft delivers a ball flight in that direction, and the more you tip this, the more that ball flight is going in a wacky direction. But if you keep that there, that ball flight is going in that direction. It has to. It's what this is made to do.